Okay, so in this section, I'm sorry, we did rotations, and it depended on what hour you were in. Like, fourth hour, we didn't take, like, legit notes. I just kind of talked about it with you guys. And so that, like, so if you're in fourth hour, we didn't do, like, all these examples together because we just talked about it in class. But if you're in first hour, we did these notes. So, rotation is just is taking a picture and rotating it, hence the name rotation. And it's all about an angle of rotation. So, how far am I moving it? So our rules, you have a 90-degree rotation, a 180-degree rotation, and a 270-degree rotation. And those are the rules for those. If you do it clockwise, so it's understood that it's counterclockwise. So if it doesn't tell you how to move it, you just understand that it's counterclockwise. But what we looked at in that plate thing was that a 90-degree counterclockwise is the same thing as a 270 degrees clockwise. So if I go 90 degrees this direction, it's the same thing as going 270 the other way. And a 180 is the same regardless of which way you're going. So then a 270 counterclockwise is the same thing as a 90 degrees clockwise. Okay. So the first example we did is it says graph the quadrilateral RSTU with R at 3, 1, S at 5, 1, T at 5, -3, and U at 2, -1. And we're going to do 270-degree rotation. So I didn't graph these with you in class. We just kind of went through it. But our rule for 270-degree rotation is that AB becomes B negative A. Sorry, that's not even like an arrow. That AB becomes B negative A. So if R is at 3, 1, then R prime, we're going to switch them, and then this one becomes negative. So then S is at 5, 1. So S prime, we switch them, and then the second one becomes negative. T is at 5, -3. So T prime is at -3, 5. And then for U, which is at 2, -1, U prime is going to become -1, -2. I'm sorry, this should be -5. And that's it. So you just have to know the rules. Okay, let's do this one, but let's pretend it doesn't. Oh, this one does say clockwise. Perfect. So J is at 3, 1 or 3, 0. K is at 4, 3. And L is at 6, 0. So this time they tell us to do a clockwise rotation. So 90 degrees clockwise is the same thing as 270 counterclockwise. So we're using the same rule we just talked about, where AB becomes B negative A. So this would become, we're going to switch them, 3, 0, 0, 3, and then this becomes negative. We're going to switch them, and then this becomes negative. We're going to switch them, and then this one becomes negative. And that's it. And then rotations are also rigid, so they make congruent figures when they rotate. And that was it. We had a worksheet to do on this section. So if you need anything, please holler.